We're starting now. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Our daily Limbus company stream is now starting. Welcome Josette and welcome Acidic Trauma. Let me just make sure that my voice mod is working correctly. Alright, it seems to be working. All things seem to be set. My voice is going to be a little lower now, for this volume is, quite loud. One moment please. Alright, here we go. That should be more than enough not to blow out your eardrums with these sound effects. Well, once again, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be doing the Warp Cleanup Crew. Now, I have not too long ago done a mirror dungeon with these Choco Nuts here, and they are quite good. And so, we shall be taking a look over at their kits one more time. Let's start with the double zeros. There are only two of them, Honglu and Faust. Second, I am eating half of a sandwich here. I'm gonna leave it for later. Here we go. Starting with Honglu. Honglu possesses 3 pride, 2 wrath, and 1 gluttony with a pride block. His passive is at 3 on pride, is at 4 plus charge. At the start of the combat phase, gain 2 haste. At 10 plus charge count, gain 1 additional haste. He gets fast. Not a very good passive, but that's not the point here. Support. An ally with the lowest speed gains 2 haste next turn if at 5 plus charge count at the start of the combat phase. It is a 3 own pride as well. Skill 1, he gains charge count on use and on hits, maxing out at 6. It's 11 roll. His second use gains 3 charge and gains clash power plus 2 when shooted. Interesting. Gain 3 charge count on hit with the first coin, and at 5 plus charge gain 1 charge barrier for every 5 charge count next turn. Interesting. And finally, skill 3. At 10 plus charge count, consume all charge counts to apply consume charge count. Divided by 2 charge barrier, rounded down to 2 allies with the lowest HP percentage. It gains charge barrier and inflicts rupture. Interesting. So when he's shooted up, he deals have more clash. Now that I got Kapotimer, so I'm getting Wild Hunt Heathcliff for my work in progress Thinking team. Thinking is a very powerful archetype, and Heathcliff is quite fun to play. His voice lines are very good. Defense gains 3 charge barrier 3 times per turn. Overall, this is a very meh double O unit. It provides charge barriers for allies with low health, but again, this is a double O. We have much better options to deploy on the field today. Do forgive me eating. I have just finished this sandwich. Anyway, on to Faust. She possesses 3 envy, 2 gloom, 1 wrath, and an envy block. Envy being the main thing that we are going to be using for this team. Skill 1, passive. Gain 1 charge count after an attack. A random ally gains 1 charge count after an attack. This is unnecessary. Support. 1 ally with the lowest max HP gains plus 1 charge count. 3 owned envy. Very easy to activate. A very meh support skill for a very meh, unit. Skill 1, gains charge. Skill 2, gains charge, and inflicts bind. Skill 3, at 5 plus charge, clash power plus 2. Spend 5 charge to inflict 2 attack power now and 3 paralyze. Now this is very good, but that's all that she does. Unless her defense has something special, no. Unfortunately, this Faust is going to be warming the bench. Once again, the W Corp team has much better units on their lineup. Now, I will say that overcharge is very good for how much little charge it requires. 2 attack power now and 3 paralyze are nothing to scoff at, especially on a 15 roller. 59 offense level, not very good, and she's at max level as well. As for comparison, Honglu also has a similar power level, yes, 59. And their defense level is 62. Let's compare it to Ryoshu, for example, that has 56, while her attacks have 65 offense power. Very good. We have looked at Honglu and we have looked at Faust. Those two are going to be taking the backseat of this mirror dungeon. They are not going to be feuded, except maybe on floor 1 to gather sanity. Remember, having your team at full sanity in a mirror dungeon, unless you're doing some sort of challenge, is always good, because it allows you to have more chances at winning ego gifts from events. Moving on, let's go to Season 1. W. Corp Dawn, one of the best IDs out there still today, due to her high power dodge and incredibly powerful skill tree with a high coin count. Let's have a look. She has 3 Sloth, 2 Gloom, and 1 Envy. Her passive is, at 3 Gloom Resonance. At the start of the combat phase, gain charge count by Gloom Resonance divided by 3. As a support, one ally with a fast speed gains +1 vital power for their first skill. Not bad at all. Actually, I might use this on more sinking teams. Considering that both sinking teams use Gloom as their main type of sin damage, this is pretty good. Anyway, moving on to her skills. As fast charge, gain coin power +2 on a single coin skill. It's always the single coin skills that gain more coin power. This attack at 5+ charge becomes a 12 roller. Not bad for a skill 1, not bad at all. 12? No, a 13 roller, sorry. Skill 2 at 7+ charge, coin power +1. Now we got something worthwhile. It is a 3 coin skill, and at 7+ charge gains +1 coin power, turning these into a 19 roller. And on top of it all, it inflicts fragile. And finally, the star of the show, the incredibly good Rip Space. At 10 charge count, gain +4 coin power. And at less than 10 charge count, lose 20% HP, and well, you don't get the coin power. Now, this attack has only a singular base attack of 1, which is quite weak, but when you consider that at 10+ charge, each of these coins is worth 6, and you're gonna have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 31. That is quite powerful. And if you manage to get even more coin power with her, due to ego gift effects or other passives, this becomes quite a monster. And finally, her defense is just a very powerful 14 rolling evade with 60 defense level, 1 more than her usual defense level. Not much to write home about for W Corp Dawn, except that she's incredibly powerful and a very powerful offensive unit. Moving on to Merso. Merso is one of them that could take the bench, but he will not. As for his quite good support, we'll see why. He possesses 3 Envy, 2 Gloom, and 1 Pride, with a Pride block that gives him charge count. His passive is simple. When attacked, gain +1 charge count, up to 6 times. And after losing a class, she gains even more charge, up to 6 times, counted independently of hits taken. As a support, he gives to the slowest ally +1 Rupture. Skill 1 gives him Slash Protection, a very rare thing to get and very odd, because this is a very old ID. Gains charge count and gain more charge count on a hit, gaining up to 6. On skill 2, if he is at 5 charge, he gains coin power +1 on a 3 coin skills, which makes it very good. This is a 9, this is a 14 roller with all the conditions met. And on the final hit, he spends 3 charge to inflict 2 Slash Fragility. That is 20% more damage against Slash. 4 Slash, sorry. And finally, his skill tree. His skill tree looks very weak. A lot of people do not give the credit for defense level down. Allow me to explain. But first, let's see. At 5+ charge, coin power +1. Each of those coins will gain a +1 on them, becoming a tree. So we have 6, 12, 24. It becomes a 29. Very powerful, close to Dawn's attack, if you think about it. But the star of the show really is this 8 charge consuming attack. On hit, spend 2 charge to inflict 2 defense level down. Now let's understand real quick what the hell is defense level down. Using Merceau here as our example. Every unit in this game possesses defense levels and offense levels, usually marked on their skills. You can see by the little sword here. By this level, this unit at level 60 has a 60 offense level on his attack, on this attack in particular, all of his attacks. And on the left corner here, you can see his defense level. Now, when 2 attacks clash in Limbus company, not only they will be comparing whatever coins they rolled, heads or tails, their base power, and any other modifiers, they also going to be comparing offense levels. For every 3 difference in offense level between one attack or the other, that attack with the highest offense level gains +1 clash power. Sometimes an enemy will just outroll you because he has so much offense level ups from the mirror dungeon buffs. So that's the main source of losing high-level mirror dungeons, is because you let the enemy gain too much offense level power, and you are now forced to spam eagles, and eventually you will run out of eagle resources. Now, that's nice and dandy, but offense level also means more damage. After you finish your clash against the enemy, comparing dices, and you assume you got victorious, you're going to hit the enemy. And now we are going to compare our offense level to their defense level. And for, I believe, each point of difference, that is a 10% extra damage. Now, do not quote me on that just yet. We shall confirm that on the wiki, and if I am low resolution right now, low frame rate, it's because I'm opening it in my browser. Now, one second. Alright, here we go. It is not a 10%. For every point of difference, it goes up like this. 1%, 3%, 10%, 19%, 26%, 44%, 55%, 62%, and 80%, based on the difference between offense level and defense level. And there's a little, it jumps by 3 by 3, and then 20, 30, 40, and so on and so forth. And so, like I was saying, Merceau's attack here afflicts 8 defense level down to the opponent, meaning that opponent that is with all these defense level downs will be hit for way more damage than he should. So don't diss on defense level downs, don't diss on offense level downs. Those things win mirror dungeons and other fights for you. And this attack is very good. He's just a little boring looking. His attacks are not anything to look at, but he has some excellent support abilities, and he hits almost as hard as Dawn at 5 plus coin, that is. Anyway, moving on. Merceau, very good. He will be along with the team. Ryoshu is one of the highest damage units for the warp train, for the warp core cleanup crew, that is. She has 3 lust, 2 pride, and 1 envy with a lust evade. Her passive: upon defeating an enemy, gain 3 charge counts 3 times per turn, and her support is when an ally with the lowest max HP defeats an enemy, they gain 3 charge count once per turn. Her first skill, at already a 10 charge count or at 15, deals more damage, up to 20% more. That is Ryoshu's whole thing, she deals a lot of damage. Skill 2 gains 7 charge count on use. At 10 charge and a 15 charge, she gains coin power, making these attacks quite powerful. This goes from a 6 and then a 7. So 7, 14, 21, 22, 23 on a 65 offense level attack. Very nice. She also inflicts slash fragility, which all her attacks are slash, she deals more damage. If the target's below 30%, she deals even more damage. She is the damage character. She just does more damage on top of more damage on top of more damage. And then we get to her big-ass skill. On use, at 7-14 charge, consumes all charge count and consumes 3 times 15 negative charge count consumed HP to gain 5 coin power. 5 coin power on a 4 coin attack. It is incredible. And of course, if she's at 15 charge, she just doesn't consume her own HP to power her sword. Now, let's count with me. We have 15 charge, we hit the enemy. That is going to be 7, 14. 14 plus 14, 28. 20, 31. Very powerful. Reaching Dawn's power as well. And, of course, the final coin deals 10% more damage if it hits heads, and if the skill consumes 15 charge counterpoint use, she just applies 7 charge barrier to self and one other ally because why wouldn't she? She is incredibly powerful and able to deal a lot of damage. Now, if you consider that all her attacks are slash, and she inflicts slash fragility, and you bring Merceau along with her, and Merceau inflicts slash fragility with his second attack and defense level downs on top of her damage buffs, you see where I'm going. This is a very powerful character. Very good. We saw Dawn, Ryoshu, Merceau, Honglu, Faust. Let's take a look at Yisang. Yisang possesses 3 sloth, 2 gluttony, 1 gloom, and 1 gloom evade, making him the black sheep of the group for having no envy skills aside from, well, Honglu, I guess. Envy is very important. We already know about absolute resonance and how they can also increase offense levels. Now, let's take a look at his passive. Emptied Thought. 4 gluttony owned. A turn end gain 1 haste per 5 charge count on self next turn. If this unit consumes charge count, apply 3 charge barrier to one ally with the lowest HP percentage. Gives us a nice little shield for our ally that is needed of help. And as a support, he gives one ally with the highest charge count deals more damage against targets with Rupture, based on Rupture on target. This is very similar to some of the Heisho support passives. Now, his skills. Gains charge count and a 10 plus charge coin, gains a coin power plus 2, turning this 11 roller into a 13 roller, and it inflicts 2 Rupture. His second skill is a 15 roller, and at 10 plus charge, gains coin power plus 1 on a 2 coin skill, making him a 17 roller. It inflicts Rupture, it inflicts Bind, and at 10 plus charge, he inflicts 3 Rupture and 2 Rupture count, which is very nice. And finally, his skill 3, Dimensional Rift. At less than 50% charge count, consume chain charge count to gain coin power plus 1. And if you have 15 charge, it gains plus 2 coin power. Before the attack, if he has 15 more charge has been consumed, he inflicts 3 Rupture count, which is very nice, which unfortunately are probably going to be consumed immediately by his own attack. But it does not matter. This attack rolls a 9, 13, a 17. Unpowered. When it is powered, it becomes a 12, 18, 23. With 65 offense level, and he's standing at 58 defense level. This is a damage unit. On hit, inflict 3 Rupture for every 5 charge count consumed by the skill, max of 9. If the skill consumes 15 charge, count upon use, inflict 2 Dimensional Rift. Dimensional Rift gives Rupture count by this effect amount, then removes the effect at the end of the turn. And he gains 5 charge barrier on a kill. Finally, he has his defense, which actually has something useful. It gains a base power of plus 1 per 5 charge count of a max of 2, turning it into a 16 evade. Very nice. On evade, plus 1 potency when applying Rupture for the first time with the skill effect next turn. Max plus 3 per turn. This is a very interesting thing, because you can use this together with Dimensional Rift to inflict even more Rupture count. Skill effect next turn. Very good. We have revealed Yisang. Now we're gonna get into the real complex ones, which I left for last, which is W Corp Otis and W Corp Heathcliff. Let's look at Otis first. Otis possesses 3 Pride, 2 Envy, 1 Gloom, and a Pride block. Her passive is at 3 owned Envy, gain pull 1 charge, every time this unit consumes 10 cumulative charge, count this encounter. Turn end, apply 1 Clash Power Up next turn to charge W Corp employees, including this unit in reverse deployment order, max 5 allies. Very nice. So as 3 owned, she is going to be giving our guys plus 1 Clash Power Up. Very nice to keep some of the older units relevant, but we're going to be using more powerful units than that. Her support is Resonance. One ally has the most charge count at the turn start. Deals 10% more damage with skills that consume 7 plus charge count once per turn. It's just a nice little damage bonus for any unit that consumes charge. On to the skills. Her skill 1 at 4 charge count gains a base power of +1. Applying Clash Power for every charge on self, max of 2, and gains 2 charge count. On hit, gains 2 charge count. Which means she, on use and hitting the skill once, she has 4 charge, and the next subsequent one will be empowered by the first effect, and once she hits 10, she will have +2 Clash Power. Very nice skill, very simple, and here we get the second skill. Second skill is a little more complicated, but it is self-perpetuating if you have the charge to use it the first time. On use, consume 6 charge count on self to gain coin power +1 on a 2 coin skill. If this unit consumes charge count, apply charge +2, charge barrier to self and 2 other allies with the least charge count. Max 8 charge barrier per ally, activates 2 times per turn, max. Hello G5K, how are you doing, my friend? In any case, continue on. So, if she consumes 6 charge, she applies defensive barriers to 2 other allies with the least charge count. And she can only apply 8 charge barrier per ally, and this can only be activated 2 times per turn. Now, I say this skill is self-perpetuating if you have enough charge, because it generates 6 charge. On use, she gains 2 charge. On hit, she gains 2 charge. With the second coin, she gains another 2 charge, as well as inflicting bind. And if the skill consumes charge count on use, she inflicts even more bind. So, if we have exactly 6 charge, she can use the skill without having to worry. Of course, she won't be gaining any further charge from it, because she will be consuming her own charge. In any case, finally we have her last skill, Rip Dimension, a 4 coin +3 with 0 attack weight. Combat start. To self and highest resonance allies with charge, apply load equal to charge on self. Load is a skill that attack skills that consume charge deal more damage for every value on self. If the affected unit is a W Corp employee, deal 5% more damage for every value instead, max of 30. So she gives a nice damage buff to every W Corp employee. On use, at 2 plus charge and 714 charge count, consume all charge on count on self to gain coin power +2. And finally, consume 15 charge counts to gain coin power +2. These are the exact same effects. What's the difference between one and the other? Hold on. Choose a herd and 714 charge count, consume all charge count on self to gain coin power +2, consume 15 charge count, coin power +2. Yeah, these are the exact same effects, so it doesn't matter if she is low on charge, she is going to gain 2 coin power, turning this in a 24 roller. And it inflicts rupture, 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 and finally we have here why you would have 15 charge. If the skill consumes 15 charge count, on use inflicts 3 rupture. On hit, gain 5 negative charge count, minimum of 0. Interesting. So she is very self-sufficient. She hits things, gains charge. Most of her skills consume charge, but they create the charge that she has used before. And finally, she has a 16 block, base power +1 for every charge count on self, max of 10. Gain 2 charge count 3 times per turn. Now, this baby can go to a 26 block. Now, blocks are not very good. They're just a slight damage reduction here. I much prefer if they were clashable blocks, as those are quite powerful. In any case, she is a very good unit that self-perpetuates her skills, and with skill 3, she can give a damage buff to all allies, and she gains her coin power as long as she has 1 little bit of charge. So you don't have to hold back on using her skill 3 unless you want the extra rupture. And last but certainly not least, W Corp Cleanup Agent Heathcliff. Now, this one is the most complex one of the bunch. Let's take a look at him. Standing at 3 Gluttony, 2 Gloom, and 1 Envy with a unbreakable Envy block. Clashable block, mind you. His passive It is automatic in the first one. Gain 1 charge every time this unit consumes 10 cumulative charge count this encounter. Turn start. Gain defense level up equal to charge potency on self. Max 6. Now, charge do not usually have potency. Charge only has count, but you may acquire potency once you consume a certain amount of charge. It is never explained anywhere at all how you gain charge potency. It just happens. Once you consume a certain amount of charge with a unit, they start gaining potency as well, which just ensures that they are never below the required amounts to activate their abilities. So, again, this is never explained anywhere, and it essentially guarantees that your units will be able to pop their charge skills regardless of their charge count because they have potency. You gain, meaning that the W Corp team quickly snowballs if the fight goes on long enough. Anyway, 5 owned envy. Combat start, if this unit has less than 50% HP, gain shield equal to charge potency times 5, max 25. Immediately before getting hit, gain shield equal to charge potency yourself, max 5, 3 times per turn. If this unit gains charge count past the max charge count cap by using a skill, the skill deals 3% damage for every charge count that exceeds the max charge count cap, a max of 15%. So if he overcharges himself, he deals more damage. That's very nice. His support passive. Combat start. If the unit with the earliest deployment order gains charge count past the max charge count cap, the unit uses 1 charge barrier next turn per every charge count that exceeds the max charge count cap, max 3 including eagle skills. Very nice, very simple. If your guy gets too much charge, he gets a nice little shield. Skill 1. Adds plus 3 charge, coin power plus 1 on a true coin. Not bad for a skill 1. Clash power plus 1 for every 6 charge count on self, maxing out at 12, meaning he gets more clash. Very nice. He gains 4 charge count on hit. Inflicts 1 rupture count and inflicts 2 rupture with the second one. Not a bad skill. Skill 2. Combat start. He gains charge barrier equal to 2 plus charge potency on self, max 6, 1 per turn. Consumes 6 charge counts to gain plus 1 coin power on a true coin skill. Very nice, turning that into a 7. On use, a 3 plus charge gains another coin power. Oh my! And this one is adds 3 charge and this one consumes. Pay attention to that. So he can turn that into a plus 8, meaning he rolls a 21 with his skill 2. You might have started to notice most of these IDs, no matter how ridiculous their powers or gimmicks become, have around the same roll range when we don't consider anything like offense level ups or any other gimmicks that increases their actual roll number. Notice that? Most skill 2 will roll around the 20, 21, while most skill 3 will struggle to reach anything past the 30. In any case, he gains 6 charge count by using his skill, allowing him to self-perpetuate this if he uses once, inflicts a rupture count, and inflicts 3 rupture. His skill 3 has only 1 version, because we will read his overcharge passive in just a bit. Combat start. If this unit has 3 plus charge potency or less than 50% HP, convert all coins in his skill to unbreakable coins. So, if the fight goes on long enough for him to have charge potency, or he is at less than 50% HP, which is a very difficult thing to obtain because he creates a lot of shields, all of these coins will become unbreakable. If this unit loses a clash while this effect is active, final power plus 3. Meaning that even if he loses, he doesn't lose all the power on that attack. On use, at 10 plus charge count, consume all that charge to gain 4 coin power, turning all of these into 6s. Gain clash power equal to charge potency on self. Once again, if the fight goes on for too long, he just starts steamrolling. He gains 1, 2, 4 charge count on his attacks, and coin start. Consume up to 10 charge counts to gain coin power for this coin equal to charge count consumed for this coin. Inflicts true rupture and deals slash demo equal to the charge potency times 10% of this coin's final damage, max of 50%. So, this is all about having a lot of charge on your hands. If you got 20 charge, you can make this roll. If you have 16 charge, and you hit the target, you're going to get the 4 charge necessary for activating the final effect of this attack. It is quite good, so keep in mind the magical number 16. And finally, his clashable guard, which is unbreakable, meaning it reduces damage received by the roll for every attack. It has a 63 defense level, much like himself. Combat start. At less than 50 charge count, gain the following effects. Gain overcharge next turn, max 1 per turn. Turn end. Remove this unit's first stagger threshold once per encounter. Turn end. Add 1 rip space, his skill tree, to your upcoming hand. Now, what is overcharge? He becomes immobilized. Take 10 plus charge potency on self, times 5% less damage, max of 25. And at turn start, gain charge barrier based on charge potency on self. Finally, gain 10 charge count and 2 attack power up next turn. So, magical number here. If you are at 6 charge and you use your block, he will overcharge himself next turn. Next turn, he will not act, he will not move, he will not do anything. He will do nothing but stand there and tank, as this is a tank with a high damage potential. Once he's done charging up his Dragon Ball Z move, next turn he's going to have his skill tree in hand and possibly 20 charge count, meaning it's going to activate all the effects in here. We can do this straight up from 6 charge. Very nice, very good, and there we have it. This is the W Corp team, a very powerful team in terms of dealing pure damage and supporting each other with charge. Now, I need to confirm something about charge, which got me curious. I don't want to give you false information, so we are going to look up on how to gain charge potency. Charge potency. I'm paraphrasing this from the wiki. While most charge identities utilize only their count, some can raise their charge potency by accumulating spent charge count through the encounter. Charge potency is not spent. They instead serve as a longer lasting benefit that requires a considerably longer time to accumulate than charge count. Our identities start with 1 charge potency, and the identities with 2 plus charge potency will never lose charge, even if the count reaches 0, except for identities with potency fixed unique charge. Now, it did not tell us how to get it. Lovely. I don't see how to get charge potency. Where did I get that information? 1 moment, please. We've been about for 30 minutes. No unique chart IDs. We'll get charged for the as team captains. Sorry. Yes, gain charge bonus by spending charge count. Yeah, I said that before, but I wanted to confirm. In any case, this is our team. We just need some more lads to give us some passives. So let's take a look at who can help us here. Our corp pack right here deals more blast damage. And you have any other charge unit with you? No, actually you do not have, technically you are a charge unit, but you do not benefit us. How strange. We do more rupture damage, so most commonly on skill 3 and sometimes on skill 2. Yes, indeed. I just needed to confirm. I do not want to give you false information after all. We are going to use the House of Spiders for her passive, as I don't think there is... Yes, this is a very good passive, we shall be using it. Rhodia can help us with... When low speed consumes charge or unique charge have effects that inflict sinking as enemies deal 10% more damage. Doesn't help us. This thing, they don't have a lot of IDs that can support the W Corp because they're so self-sufficient. Allows less speed to 5 damage per burn. Indeed, I do not see any way that we could benefit. Maybe this one, because of the rupture bonus, it is a owned, one with the fastest coin, Clash Purple skill that applies rupture potency or count. Very good. Might as well get that as well on Sinclair. With rupture, flip one defense level down. Very good. And it is a owned, right? Owned gluttony. We do generate some level of gluttony in this thing with Yisang. And last but not least, we have Gregor. Gregor has... let's see. Pirate is for Fierce. Rose Spanner is for the Forsaken Rupture Tremor team. Lobotomy Ego is for... What is Lobotomy Ego anyway? Resonance of Wrath. Facial Pack. Help. When in doubt, use G-Corp Gregor. That's our charge team. There is not a lot of flexibility here because they are so self-sufficient. They are very good at dealing damage. Let's deploy. Right, I yapped for quite a bit, didn't I? Yes. Everyone's leveled up, everyone's ready to deploy. We're going to be taking our 2 basics. And we are going to be taking the charge gift. Controlling flashlight. Portable battery socket. No gifts, because I need to gather more starlight for the stream, for Extreme Mirror Dungeon. We shall be going for Nagon Hammer to get the Risk Gauntlets and the Barbadazzo. Yeah, me and one of my friends were talking about a drama with an indie show and I made some art in the time of yapping. Sorry about that. I did say that these mirror dungeons are all about studying the IDs, and I meant that. Alright, a free gift if you can pass the test. Go, Honglu! Nice job.
간단하죠.
A gift that we cannot use, but we can convert into something we can. Very well, for our mirror dungeon, we are going to deploy a full team, starting with Otis, followed by Heathcliff. No, Heathcliff shall be taking the charge as he is the tank, followed by Otis, Ryoshu, her, Don Quixote, Merceau, and Yisang. We can deploy one more, as a matter of fact, and that one more will be Faust.
정리를 시작하겠어.
Although we could leave the two double zeros behind and let Heathcliff double slot at his second turn. Here we go. There is not much to be done
감지
here.
센서 청소
Let's
파일
begin
주의
gaining charge
확인.
count.
요원 여러분의 활력 징후가 높아짐이 확인됩니다.
I'm using a charge thing right now for data grinding, so you should probably not use either Faust or Merceau. Merceau is quite a good ID. I don't know what you're talking about. Just revealed it.
열차 내 정리 요원에게 안내 말씀드립니다. 현재 특정 객실에서 소요 사태가 발생했습니다. 신속한 처치를 부탁드립니다.
You do not have charge for activating this, so we're going to skip it. It's going to require 5 charge, so yes. Now, we just saw Merceau and Faust. Faust has one redeeming quality for her gift. Is their skill tree, applying paralysis and power level down. On a boss fight, that is really good. Merceau, we also saw that inflicts slash fragility as well as defense level down with an attack that rolls almost as high as Dawn. So I will not take any Merceau surrender. Here, he is quite good. He can boost the damage of another sinner by quite a lot.
인재관리 부서에서 자동 승진 추천서가 발부되었음을
Alright,
안내드립니다.
Heathcliff is
자세한
ready
내용은
to
서면에
rock.
적혀 있습니다.
Although, I don't think it will be necessary. Dawn, you should be charged up.
암호 시동 체크.
수신 시계.
Now, I will stand on my fence on W course Merso because I am not of the sentiment that most people do that every ID should be able to do all the damage themselves.
인사부서의 해당 요원에 대한 평가를
Because
성신합니다.
sometimes having a support character gives support to your characters in battle helps more than you would believe. If you look back into some of my videos I made on my channel when I used the Kurokumo clan, lots of times I have either Honglu, Kurokumo, or Kurokumo Ryoshu clash first, unsighted, not to deal damage but to inflict paralysis. Merso here is much on the same thing. If he's fast, which he usually is not, but in the few times that he is, you may apply a lot of defense level down on the enemy or slash fragility, giving the follow-up attacks more damage.
열차 상태 확인.
Of course, this only matters if you're, paying good attention to your team, especially on story content, not so much on the mirror dungeon.
특이성 감지 센서 청소 타입 G 확인. 요원 여러분의 활력 징후가 높아짐이 확인됩니다.
공간을 뭉갠다.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
Not yet, Not yet. That would consume your charge, huh? Indeed, angelic intelligence, all aboard the warp train. Not yet.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어. 승객 무력 확인.
방금 청소를 수행한
Alright,
요원께
if I was sound like
W사
I'm low
인재관리
energy,
부서에서
that's because I
자동
am.
승진
I
추천서가
spent most of the day
발부되었음을
GMing
안내드립니다.
for my tabletop
자세한
campaign. Now,
내용은 서면에
that I
적혀
have
있습니다.
2 chicken sandwiches down in my belly, I am ready for combat. Here we go. D4, what is your favorite ID and why? By far, my favorite ID is Kurokumo Heathcliff. Not only does he have a fun mechanic by using his clashable counter, he punishes people for attacking your teammates. And he can double punish them if they manage to stagger and leave them at low health. This interaction works with identities that can cheat death, allowing for Kurokumo Heathcliff to attack up to 3 times more than he really should. Now, Heathcliff is at less than 9. Let's try using his funny attack. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I do think it's going to be overkill, but I'm going to do it anyway. Charge up. Charge up. Dawn is ready to unleash. Zone 6 charge, it's self-perpetuating. And finally, at 5 first charge, Clash Power.
내가 눈에 새겨주지. 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
안전히 앉아 있어라.
입장 사과야.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다.
Good. He is now
인사부서의
taking
해당
but
요원에 대한
again,
평가를
because these
성신합니다.
low-level fights don't have much in the way of we have to do something as gimmicky as that, we can just finish it. Then they don't have the patience to run a charge scene. I just want to do as much damage as possible as soon as possible. They can do a lot of damage pretty quickly. But I understand a little bit of setup sometimes can test the patience. Especially when unexpected things happen during a combat, like the unit you've been preparing to do damage ends up staggered. We got the risk outlets that we entered this floor for. Interesting. OPS system. Oh, we are blessed with many charge gifts. We are blessed with excellent gifts, as a matter of fact. We are going to sell the Wound Clarion that we do not use. And we are going to be taking the revolver as well. What a blessed shop! Not only can we use the UPS system, the curriculum vitae, the doll, and the revolver, they are all just here. That is excellent. And we have a little bit of healing as well. This stream might not last that long, because these guys are crazy strong. And because I do not have to micromanage a battle, because we have lots of sinners, in fact I'm going to deploy only 6,
목적지까지 가기
the
위해
battles are going to go pretty easy. Now, the reason why I'm fielding one less unit is so that Heathcliff can gain his charge quickly and his slots. Guido!
특이성 감지 센서
Been a while
청소
since I fought
타입
Guido,
G
and he is
요원 여러분의 활력
incredibly
징후가
strong.
높아짐이 확인됩니다.
Because of this, at the start of the turn, I'll highlight heal 10 at speed. Guido is, if he gets a power-up in the future, he reappears. This is one of the strongest guys there is to fight. Let's take a look at his skills. Inflicts 5 nails with his first attack. 5 nails gives you bleed count by the count effect. Not the strongest attack, it's a 5-1-1-1. Inflicts 5 bleed, gains protection, inflicts nails, apply 1 fanatic to all allies next turn. Because, of course he does, giving 1 power to every ally, heals the sanity of allies, apply fanatics again, inflicts 5 nails, and then he inflicts 5 more. That's 10 bleed count, and it keeps adding bleed counts to you. If target has Encorp nails, double damage, inflicts 10 rupture and 5 fragile. I don't think he will ever come back as a boss anywhere, but if he does come back, we are screwed. These effects for his attacks are insanely good. God, I wish Encorp Mertzelt was as this good. Really. Alright, let's gain some charge.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어!
The only thing that saves Guido from being so powerful is the fact that he has low
특이성
coin
감지
power.
센서 청소 타입 Y 확인 위험 인물의 활동성이
Yeah,
증가했는지
he has
확인하시기
my form empties
권장드립니다.
form, and he's scary. But I don't think he has his full move set in my form empties. Right, we can use Rip Dimension at any point in the game. This one requires 8 charge to apply. This one requires 15, unless she loses health. This one gives a charge. This one requires 7 to gain coin power, but it doesn't matter. Double boost blade at 7. Activate your guard powers.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어! 공간을 뭉갠다.
Good thing he has a low stagger as well.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 청신합니다. 매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동에 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다. 방금 청소를 수행한 요원에게 W4 인재관리 부서에서 자동 승진 추천서가 발부되었음을 안내드립니다. 자세한 내용은
15, she's a
서면에
12,
적혀
this one is
있습니다.
a 7, she's good to go. And this one requires a lot.
제압 완료는 어디요?
They're just
승객
mopping
보관
up at
준비.
this point.
제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
Oh, it's a good thing they are quite weak in the first floor because, man, looking at those stats, it's really something. Double damage, the bleed count, the fanatic adding final power, and he applies that like candy for everyone. The sanity healing for allies. Whew. There we go. This we can use for hitting an enemy with an envy affinity skill, which we have plenty, inflicts burn potency. And we'll take Midwinter Nightmare. We are truly blessed with gifts this run, aren't we not? And why the hell not? We got Guido, might as well go for Cromer. At this point, I might just do every boss Canto up until 5.
열차 상태 확인.
Every Canto boss up until 5, that's what I meant.
특이성 감지 센서, 청소 타입
Gang
Y
charge,
확인.
gang charge, gang
위험 인물의
charge.
활동성이 증가했는지 확인하시길 권장드립니다.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워크열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
I was loving finding Cromer in the mirror dungeons. It's fun. It's fine. Mention. We can use this at any moment. Yeah. This one requires 15.
내 앞을
I
막을
need to
자는
change the
없어.
deployment order of Heathcliff with Otis, so we don't lose slots when preparing his big attack.
공간을 뭉갠다.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다.
지금이 기회인 것 같소.
인사부서의 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 성신합니다.
Do forgive the background noises. Once again, I shared this room with someone.
특이성
Man,
감지
I had a
센서,
blast
청소
today
타입
playing
Y
tabletop with my
확인.
friends. Even though I am the GM once again, I do not mind it that much. The new sales system is working quite well, I think.
승객 무력 만 확인.
It's a good thing that cooler has prevailed today on today's encounter and they went back for reinforcements because I will be honest, if they decided to go alone with no reinforcements, those crew would be screwed. Oh yes, if you haven't watched it, we did stream today my tabletop campaign. There is little to no context for viewers starting to watch it now, and I don't intend on explaining any context. This was mostly an experiment. I forgot to change the deployment order. God damn it.
특이성 감지 센서,
Here
청소 타입
we
Y
go.
확인. 위험 인물의 활동성이 증가했는지 확인하시길 권장드립니다.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
I do love watching them roll out like that. Let me sit back here and relax a little
해당
bit.
행동의 약 14%의
much
정리
better.
기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
Alright, so gain some charge, my brother. Sorry about the background noise once again.
다음은 어디요?
특이성 감지 센서,
Okie
청소 타입
dokie.
G
Here we
확인.
go.
요원 여러분의 활력 징후가
Requires we can use
높아짐이
this at any moment.
확인됩니다.
That's right. Charge Lipo is self-perpetuating if we have charge. Dawn is ready to unleash the beast, the greased beast. And so is Heathcliff. And you are not ready yet. And neither are you.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
Look at that. 35 row.
지금이 기회인 것 같소. 다음은 어디요?
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서의 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 성신합니다.
Here goes.
안전히 앉아 있어라.
Now remember, when using Warp Corp Heathcliff, the magical number is 16 or 6.
청소를
If you have 6 charge and you can wait another turn, use your block skill and get 20 charge next turn. If you have 16, just go for your ultimate skill.
자세한 내용은 서면에 적혀 있습니다.
Alright.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
공격성 진단 장치에서 비효율적 정리 방식을 감지했습니다.
Unnecessary,
다른
but
방식을
we
고려해
like an overkill here.
온전히 앉아 있어라. 끝났으니까.
Alright.
승객 보관 준비. 공간을 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
다음은 어디요? 헛!
맘.
It deals so much damage. I like this team. It is a very good team. With minimum setup, you can do a lot of damage.
목적지까지 가기 위하여
Sorry, I got a little. I am a little low energy today. As most of my energy was used on the tabletop. I do
위험 물류
apologize.
활동성이
It will be better
증가했는지
tomorrow.
확인하시길 권장드립니다.
암호 시동 체크.
All right, I also need some water myself. I might just have to do that.
특이성 감지 센서 청소 타입 G 확인. 요원 여러분의 활력 징후가 높아짐이
Let's see. We need to
확인됩니다.
generate more charge before we can use our ultimate skills. So, generate some charge for us, Otis. You need to generate one more. Yeah, let's hit you with that. So how fun it is that hey, are you into fixers too? The moment we get into dawn. That is incredibly amusing for me. Deploy.
암호 시동 체크.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
신이 있으면
Alright.
밀어보던가.
Dealing damage. Dealing damage. Not yet. Not yet. Dealing damage. Dealing damage. Not yet.
충전 기능 점검.
Each unit in the warp train, warp clan crew has a
모범적인
threshold
청소
number you
방식을
should always keep in
확인했습니다.
mind when you are using their skill
해당
tree.
요원에 대한 평가를
Both of
송신합니다.
those are 15. For Dawn, it's 10. For Heathcliff, it's 16. And so on and so forth. Just take a look if they have a skill tree, and if they're going to use their attack, check if they meet the conditions. Of course, some of them can jumpstart their skill trees with minimal problems, such as Otis and Ryoshu, and I do believe Yiseng as well. We are going to actually fight you. More gifts, the
정리를
better.
시작하겠어.
That happens to the best of us. Aesthetic trauma, and sometimes I go to the kitchen and forgot what I was going to
특이성
get.
감지 센서에서
It is
흔치
completely
않은 이상
fine.
현상이
Let's deploy.
예고되었음을 안내드립니다.
Leap. You do not have to charge for this, so you shall be doing something else. Otis can jumpstart her ability, but she shall choose not to. Well, since we're here,
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
Oh yes, this will work beautifully well. Nice. I myself never had Dr. Pepper. I have never seen it here in Brazil. Actually, the voice, I just start talking normally. I don't need to be the narrator voice, but I kind of want to do it since I know I have the voice mod activated. I am not sure if this is going to stick. I have to watch this stream as well to see if this is going to stay as my gimmick on this channel. Alright, let's check. You are not ready to deploy your gimmick, and neither are you. But this is not the skill tree. Dawn, you have going to offset his evade. Otis are going to clash against these. No, that's not Otis, that is Ryoshu. Otis, are you ready? Otis is not ready. But Otis can deploy her skill at any moment, at any time. Deploy!
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
Let me lower my microphone a little bit. There we go. For my show, I stream on my phone because OBS hates me and makes everything lag. That my computer is also not very strong. That's the reason why I do not stream higher quality games. Not that Limbus company is lower quality, but what I mean is something like Helldivers or other high-intensity games, as I play those quite well, even though my computer wants to kill me when I do so.
요원 여러분은 상태를 확인하시고
Heathcliff,
만약 불쾌한 냄새나 소리가 주변에서 나지 않는지 확인해 보시길 권장드립니다.
You shall be aiming at the body. Otis will be taking care of the attacks from the hand. Dawn, since she only has skills once, will be offsetting his attacks. And the big attack from Yusang is unfortunately not ready. And neither is the one from Urso. But the big attack coming from Heathcliff and Ryoshu will do grandiose amounts of damage.
충전기능 점.
Here we go.
단숨에 접는. 승객 무력 확인.
Otis is throwing hands with the abnormality. God! A 40 roll! Very nice.
모범적인 청소
The
방식을
abnormality is almost
확인했습니다.
down.
인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 송신합니다.
Well, let's put the damn thing out of its misery, shall we? I love ego gifts. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got. And just cut, we can replace Otis' skill. Now, Otis is a character whose skills I do not wish to replace except her skill true. Refresh. Painkillers are good, but we won't need it. Keyword refresh, charge. Here we go. We got an uncapped defibrillator, which heals SP and HP equal to the unique charge consumed by attack skill surge. It has 50 Very good. We may now use attacks that drain our health, like Ryoshu's, without any problem. Now, let's upgrade our gifts, the wrist guards. No, as a matter of fact, we are not upgrading wrist guards, for we have several units that use charge that we can deploy on the field now. We can get the tier 4 gifts. Interesting. I've been running so many trios and duels that I forgot about that. Lightning Rod. And that's about it. That would be downgrading an item. And we need the curriculum. Oh, we don't have. What a shame. Because that one is forged. How will we forge this one again? We do... it's a PS and this one. Actually, we can do that. Boop, boop, boop. And if you're lucky, we got what we need. We did! Very nice. And now we can make this one. Right off the bat, we have a tier 4 charge gift. This gift activates for the whole encounter when 5 or more identities that have attack skills that gain charge, count, or unique charge, except eagle skills, except backup units. Turn start at less than 3 charge count, gain 5 charge count. Turn start at 5 charge count, gain 2 min-max speed, 1 attack power up, and 2 damage up, including unique charge. All allies in the field gain self-resonant circuitry at start. Total stun of charge count currently owned by all allies. On hit with a skill, deal plus sum of charge count on all allies divided by 3% extra damage. All allies gain 1 offense level up for every 100 cumulative charge count consumed by allies. Attack N with a skill tree that consumes or gains charge count themselves. If the target is defeated, or if the ally who used the skill tree is at 3+ charge, they add 1 skill tree to the skill list of skill effects to the next upcoming turn. Once per turn for each ally, including unique charge. I think you can tell that I love having my sinners do crits, even if their kids don't give them poise. That is because critical hits are a very good status effect to have on any team, as it is more damage. The sound effect is pleasing to the ears, and there are many gifts that give you a good advantage by having poise, including clear water, calm mirror, or calm water, clear mirror, I do not recall the name, by giving you insane amounts of offense level up. And if you have something like the Lucky Clover and Nebulizer on a team that is capable of bright resonance, you essentially turn your team into a poise team. Unfortunately, they cannot reap the benefits of having a tier 4 gift like this one. Now, we are well and set for the dungeon. We now have what is essentially infinite skill trees. We are going to steamroll this dungeon like nothing before.
기차와같이 달려나가겠어.
Unlike the previous dungeons that weren't all that hard, this one is going to be ridiculously easy. Now, I did promise that at some point I will go and do a Mirror Dungeon Extreme. Hopefully this Wednesday. I gotta see if I'm able to fit in, because I still have the buck act of the LCB regular checkup to complete. So, Cromer, do you enjoy pain? Don't answer that. Rhetorical question. And besides, it's not like we're giving you a choice here.
유혈적 폭력 사태 발생 중. 열차 내에 남아있는 정리 요원은 신속한 상황 종료를 위해 노력해 주십시오.
Aha! We shall use Heathcliff's self-staggering ability on her stagger and reap the rewards for no extra cost. Assuming she can survive this next barrage of attacks.
방해물을 제거합니다.
공간을 뭉갠다.
She did not stagger, but it does not
유혈적
matter.
폭력 사태의 진압 가능성이 50%를 상회했습니다. 승객 일부의 문제를 감지했으나
Listen to musical
워크
dungeons
열차
because it
연산
helps me not
시스템은
zone out and
해당
just stand
요소가
win
큰
rate.
문제가
Well,
아니라고
I do
판단하고
enjoy actually
있습니다.
playing the game, and I
누구의
have
감사드립니다.
rarely used win rate, except when I am working. When I'm working and I have nothing else to do because the work is a little boring, I simply hit win rate and continue studying or teaching whatever it is that I'm doing at the time. I do not blame you. After all, the mirror dungeon has been confirmed by our director to be the place where you grind and farm.
모범적인 청소
That's
방식을
why I decided to
확인했습니다.
do these daily mirror dungeons to be
해당
something a little
요원에
more
대한
educative.
평가를 상신합니다.
By answering questions that you, the audience, might have, or studying IDs for a particular team. Very well, Cromer. Congratulations on staggering Heathcliff. I bet you feel very proud of yourself.
승객 일부의
Now,
문제를
we are going to
감지했으나
beat you,
워프 열차
and then
연산
we are not going to
시스템은
stop.
해당 요소가
You
큰
have
문제가 아니라고
6
판단하고
sinners,
있습니다.
and you have 6 legs.
요거에
Each
감사드립니다.
limb will be grabbed and pulled apart until you come undone. I would apologize, but I think Sinclair will like that I'm doing this to
충전
you.
기능 점검.
So, we shall do it.
방송의 정리.
Not a lot of
공격성 진단
damage, but
장치에서
still pretty good.
비효율적 정리 방식을 감지했습니다.
After not getting
방식의
100
고를
plays for my
사용하는 것을
sinking team, you
권장합니다.
have told me. And it's a very good idea. He is a fun ID to mess around with. Maybe in the future I will do a Heathcliff,
공간을
either a
뭉갠다.
solo or the Wuthering Heights. I will write that down.
공간을 뭉갠다. 승객 무력 확인.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14. 워프 열차 연산 시스템이 정리 방식의 선택이 적절했음을
And
판단했습니다.
written
일부
down
위험
and
요소가
marked for
축출된
a
것을
future stream.
감지했습니다. 정리
my, we're
요원들의
dealing
노고에
in
감사드립니다.
The thing, the event.
해결했군.
특이성 감지 센서,
Wow, that is
청소 타입
awkward.
비확인,
You
위험
are
매물이
completely
다소
staggered.
위축되었을
That means
것으로
we are going to start
판단됩니다.
pulling.
암호 시동 체크.
The sinking thing I have is a work in progress to say the least. Do not worry about it. I'm sure with some mirrored engines you will be able to shard the units you want. Either that or wait until the next swapper is or an excuse to roll so that you may get them without actually sharding. That is usually what I do. Except I have a lot of boxes and so I shard every unit that I can. And look at that, a 4-leaf clover. We have boys on our team now. Now, let's keep moving. Refresh. None of these are good. But there are some targets to be got in this floor. So we shall. The
차선
boy.
체 확인.
Here we
특이성
go. These
감지
units are
센서,
very boring
청소
to find.
타입 Y 확인, 위험
How are
인물의
your
활동성이
charge?
증가했는지
5. Not enough
확인하시길
to drop your
권장드립니다.
own thing. Let's charge up then. Generate charge. Generate charge. I want to use
방해물을
AT
제거합니다.
Association, can I just use Mercel, but I'm not completely sure yet. Well, you can see their abilities on the stream that I have done not too long ago for the Yeti Association. They are quite good, and you can lock out them on defense or offense mode by using and abusing the discard system. Oh, G5K, I have not tried the new facade system yet. I have been quite busy with the daily mirror dungeons, and I am saving my materials for Eagle upgrade. I do wish to have every single Eagle upgraded to its max potency at some point, and I'm doing
특이성 감지 센서,
slow
청소
but
타입
steady
G
work
확인,
towards that goal.
요원 여러분의
So I
활력
have not
징후가
been
높아짐이
spending
확인됩니다.
my resources anywhere else, which in the future I might. And you can use it? Yes, you can. So can you. And Dawn is charged up enough to 7. Well, not enough, but it will do. Heathcliff. This is turn 2, correct? Heathcliff, charge it up. Now, if you excuse me, I will get some water for myself. Please enjoy the sinners from Domino Corp eating the living hell on these goo creatures. It was a short absence. I hope you have not missed me. I don't plan using the fastest system at all until comfortable with what in the making. Indeed, it's a bit of a resource
매우
hog.
효과적인
It
청소입니다.
requires a
워크
lot of
1차 연산
resources.
시스템은 해당 행동에 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
Oh my. That is revitalizing, I will tell you what. Oh no, seriously, that brought life back into my limbs. Holy shit. Are you in charge? You are charged up. Go destroy that creature for me. And this one.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리.
The facade system mostly exists for people that already have full teams or just really like the way one ID looks, but
모범적인
cannot use
청소
it somewhere
방식을
else.
확인했습니다.
For example, if you
인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한
really
평가를
like Sunshower Heathcliff, even though the ID is quite bad, you could make a good use of it by having it become something else.
판단했습니다. 훌륭합니다.
Alright, Heathcliff, I would like to see you rip apart one of those creatures. You are at 10. You cannot use your special skill. You are at 3. Neither can you. You are at 15. Use your power attack. Not twice, just once. You don't have that much charge. And you're not charged up either. Deploy.
공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료.
Beautiful.
승객 복원 준비.
It is unfortunate that once this mirror dungeon ends today, I will have to start preparing for work tomorrow, but such is the nature of life.
온전히 앉아있어.
Sunday night, doing a mirror dungeon with my friends on stream.
반대로 청소를
After
수행한
playing
요원에게
a long session of
W사
tabletop.
인재관리 부서에서
There are
자동
few
승진
weekends
추천서가
that are so
발부되었음을
blessed as this,
안내드립니다.
and it will
자세한
be
내용은
further blessed
화면에
soon.
적혀있습니다.
For in 2 days will be my cake day. That's right. This old man is getting even older somehow, and soon my bones will turn into green dust, for they are filled with it. I see. You're not giving me a choice but to use your most powerful skill, even though it's not ready. And Ryoshu is standing at 20, meaning she can obliterate you. This battle is won. There is no need for strategy.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리. 공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료.
You know what? I'm
승객
going to
복원
start
준비.
doing this daily mirror dungeons without any Grace of the Stars again, unless it is a duo or solo team. Because a full team does not require level ups or clash power or extra protections. I realize that now these fights become far too easy when we don't have any way to struggle with them. But such is the nature of the mirror dungeon. It is a place for grinding. I am greedy. I want both of them. Go get it for me, Otis.
매뉴얼을
Good
모두
job.
직접 숙지시켰으니 당연한 결과다.
I want both of them as well. Give them to me. Go get it for me, Gregor. Do not fail me. Gregor, you have failed me again for the last time.
믿어주셨는데 실패했습니다. 열차 상태 확인.
No, that's not how the quote goes. You have failed me for the last time again. Now I do
특이성
pose
감지
a question to you,
센서, 청소
viewers.
타입
How
Y의
has
확인,
your weekend
위험
been?
인물의 활동성이
I've already
증가했는지
explained in
확인하시길
detail.
권장드립니다.
that my weekend is quite good. But what about yours?
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점검.
Yes, Gregor has failed us quite a few times, but give the man a break. We are forcing him out of bed to come into the mirror dungeon.
특이성 감지 센서 청소 타입 G 확인. 요원 여러분의 활력 징후가 높아짐이
Are you
확인됩니다.
charged, Otis? You are not. Not charged up enough, I see. And you are certainly not charged up enough. Go. It's been nice. I got a new Eagle for Minnesota, and I'm gonna get a new ID for Heathcliff when I plan on getting the Index Heatsink, even though I hate the ID. Would you like to tell us why you hate the Index Heatsink? I have a few problems with it, but not enough to make me hate the ID, even though I have it, and I have used it maybe once on a mirror dungeon as well.
승객 무력.
But yes, it's not a bad ID, but it's bad for the
유혈적
game in
폭력 사태의
general.
진압 가능성이 50%를 상회했습니다. 승객
But I would like to
일부의
hear
문제를
your
감지했으나
thoughts on it. As the
워크웨이의
trauma,
연산 시스템은
if you're willing to share it, that is.
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다. 인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 송신합니다.
Otis, you are charged, right? You are not. But you're not giving me a choice but to send you to the charge factory. Dawn is ready to turn something into pie. Heathcliff is also ready to turn something into a pie. And lastly but not least, Verso is not yet ready.
방해물을 제거합니다.
As much as I love overpowered IDs, I think Index Sang is a bit too much, and I wholeheartedly agree. He is a little too powerful for the game as it stands, but that only goes two ways. One, either what we're about to face is unimaginably powerful, or two, the director committed a mistake by allowing his ID to exist, which is one is more likely than the other. Now, I am not one to gatekeep or anything, but it does pain my heart a little bit to see someone fighting the likes of Ricardo Dongrang and other bosses that were before walls to be overcome with little to no difficulty by just tossing you and get it. Oldest brother Chozo, welcome to the stream. Oh, this is an unclashable attack.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
I only know Jujutsu Kaisen by name. I have not watched it,
워크 열차
for
연산
I
시스템이
have...
정리 방식의
Well, I will
선택이
admit that it
적절히
has great animation, but I did not enjoy the plot from right from the beginning. The main character breaks world records with little to no explanation. And I simply do not like that type of story. I might be wrong. I have not watched past maybe half the first season, as my friend tried to get me into it, but that is simply how I felt from my first interaction with the series.
차 상태 확인.
특이성
I
감지
sure they do,
센서
but it still left a
청소타입
very
Y
bad taste
확인.
in my mouth
위험
when I
인물의
watched the character
활동성이
just casually
증가했는지
break a world
확인하시길
record
권장드립니다.
on the very first episode, with little to no explanation. It is in a similar fashion to watching a isekai where the character gets cheat powers just because. Of course, I will not be as dull as to criticize a manga someone clearly likes it without giving an explanation or talking about my favorite mangas or animes in general. My favorite anime by far is, if you call it an anime, I guess it has seasons, even though I don't consider it like that, is Gurren Lagann. I also like the Big O Yu Yu Hakusho. And let me remember from the top of my head. Oh yes, how can I forget? Drifters, one of my favorites of all time. From Kota Hirano, the same guy that wrote Hellsing.
특이성 감지 센서 청소 타입 주의
You are not
확인.
fully charged, you say.
요원
So
여러분의
back
활력 징후가
the
높아짐이
line. Neither
확인됩니다.
R is dawn. So go there and get some charge, you young kings. You'll get charge. And you go get charge. More charge. 13. The magical number is 16. But we can use it now. We use it next turn to turn something into pi. Mercel, you are not charged at all. Go get some charge.
충전 기능 점검.
My favorite anime is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. My favorite manga is Kaiju number 8. I do like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure quite a lot as well, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. But I do confess that sometimes I use pens as inspiration for enemies in my tabletop. At least upcoming enemies. Yu Yu Hakusho is a very, very good anime. And it's one of the few animes that I highly recommend to you watch on the English dub. That's right, you heard me right. Yu Yu Hakusho with the English dub is one of the most funny things you can watch. And it's good.
요원 여러분의 제압으로 성공적 상황 종료 확률이 약 4.188% 상승했습니다. 축하드립니다.
Let's see. Charged up and ready to go. And you are at 14 charge. You cannot do anything. Turn that creature. No, hold on. Don't turn that creature into pie. I'll just go over here and transform that creature into something edible. Alright, go charge up. All your skilled trees are at the bottom. I cannot block and skip a turn, unfortunately. My favorite anime is The Great Man, and I don't read much. Don't have enough money to buy the book. Now, there are, let's say, alternative ways where you can read stuff online. Ways that I am
모범적인 청소
painfully
방식을
not aware of,
확인했습니다.
because it all went to shit
인사부서에
lately.
해당 요원에 대한 평가를 송신합니다.
And we will not discuss it any further. Just know that they're out there, and you can just do it. Of course, I would love to myself buy a copy of my favorite anime and mangas as well. However, living in Brazil does put some limitations to my ability to purchase
아무
things.
시동
Even though I want to purchase a lot of things and commission a lot of things, I would love to. I do wholeheartedly want to support things with all my heart. However, I receive less than minimum wage.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동의 약 14%의
공간을
정리
뭉갠다.
기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템이 정리 방식의 선택이
In the same way
적절했음을
that I
판단했습니다.
have started my journey through Project Moon games by playing a acquired copy. Can we get a pirate if we do it? I do not know what that means, but I started my journey on Project Moon games by a borrowed copy
방금
that I
청소를 수행한
one of my
요원에게
friends
W사
gifted
인재관리
me.
부서에서
And
자동
I had a
실전
fun time with
추천서가
it. Didn't complete the
발급되었음을
game that day,
안내드립니다.
but I said, hey,
자세한
this is a
내용은
pretty sweet
서면에
game.
적혀
In the
있습니다.
future, I will buy it. And so I did. And then I bought Library of Ruin. And then I played Limbus Company. And now I do my best to support it, stream it, play tabletops with it, and, well, a lot of stuff. Well, older brother Chozo. As a matter of fact, a lot of stuff is on the Jump magazine, and they do have a pirate hat. Now, I do not condone these things. Never will. At least in public, I will never condone such things. But in the times that we live, where things get constantly censored, constantly watched over, whatever you're doing online, and you just want to enjoy a good story, and sometimes you don't have money because you are paying your entire life savings in rent or something else, you deserve a little bit of a treat. After all, bread and circus only works if the bread is good and the circus is decent enough. And as it stands right now, they're making our bread poisonous and our circus lame. And in this world that we live, I hope that at least my circus that I try to stream every day is a little bit entertaining. So we deserve a little treat, as long as you promise yourself to properly support it in the future, be it through actual purchases or by telling people about it. Now, this is an intangible way to offer your support to a media you like, by telling people about it. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right, enhancing stuff. Now, let's view some gifts. Charge. This, and this. I'll post a survival, why not? Force Shield. Now, we only need one more, which I forgot the name of the gift. It is the Tier 2 boat. Let's see if we can do something about that. I will gladly sacrifice this. You should like that robot from Fallout New Vegas, Mr. Handy, I believe. Mr. Handy. Yes, he's from the Fallout series. Now, the reason why I decided to do the TV here and the voice and all of this, I explained it before. I have an LED lamp on my room, and this room is shared with someone else. You can see because there is no shutter control on this camera, the frequency of which the LED shines is different than the shutter control of my camera, and it gives this effect. So I decided, hey, might as well go for it. And so, this is the little gimmick I am trying to make it work. Now, if it sounds too annoying, or too grating, or too repetitive, please do tell me, and I will try to go back to normal. Otherwise, my normal voice sounds something like this.
Hello, my name is G4. How are you guys doing? Hello. This is my normal voice, with no filter. Yeah, it's me. I play Limbus Company. I like it.
And so we go back to the voice. Anyway, we were going to fuse gifts to get the Tier 2. God damn it, that's not what I wanted. Thankfully, we can try again. Maybe. Boop, boop. Boop. A bit of a wish making. There we go. We have the Tier 4 gift. True, Tier 4 gift for our charge day. Let's read what it does. Jesus Christ, that is a wall of text. Turn start. All allies gain 7 charge barrier, once per wave. Turn start. All allies gain charge count divided by 5 plus 1 damage up. Max 9 rounded up, including unique charge. Each identity gains total charge count consumed by using attack skills during this encounter, divided by 4 offense level up at turn start. Maxes out after consuming 40 charge count. Each identity gains 1 charge every time they consume 10 charge count. 5 times per identity per encounter does not interact with unique charge with fixed potency. Turn start. All allies gain 1 attack power up for every true charge potency on their respective cells. And we are supercharged. And I am hydrated. In any case, as I was saying, piracy is a crime and very bad, and you should feel very guilty for doing so. However, there are many media in the world, many things in the world that would not have been created if not because of piracy. Because the creator of those things had access to those series or content that they were able to inspire themselves to do. So, I quote this directly from Hekita, the creator of Ultrakill. The same way that I would not be able to speak English as well as I do had I not access to video games as a child. And you better believe that my sister did not acquire the video games I played on her computer in a honest fashion. Now, she should be very sorry about that. She has committed a crime, and well, I played the game. I learned English that way. The same way that I watched a video from Archangel about lobotomy preparation, and a friend
모범적인
of
청소
mine
방식을
has
확인했습니다.
lent me the game. I
해당
played
요원에
it,
대한
said it was
평가를
good,
선수합니다.
and then proceeded to actually support it. And do way more than just support it, but actively interact and stream content from their games. Now, if you
특이성
cannot
감지
pay
센서,
for those
청소 타입
games, you
주의
cannot
확인.
play them because
요원
you do not
여러분의
have
활력
the
징후가
financial means
높아짐이
to.
확인됩니다.
Well, life is tough, and sometimes you deserve a little treat. So don't feel too bad about it, but don't go into the internet and scream to the world that you did it. But do your best to promote it, and if you can, buy it when you have the chance, or the means to. Life is tough, and money is tight for everyone. Myself and you, unless you are the son of a wealthy trillionaire. Then what the hell are you doing on YouTube? Anyway, I don't want to yap on this subject for too long. I already made my opinion on it clear.
공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료.
Beautiful!
효과적인
Now that we are
성공입니다.
supercharged, we're dealing so much
워크힐차
damage.
시스템은
And we have
해당 행동에
so
약
much charge.
14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
맘.
완전히 앉아있어. 끝났으니까.
Actually, that reminds me of something. I need to try it. Hold on. Where is
방금
my
청소를 수행한
webcam?
요원께
filter.
W사 인재관리 부서에서 자동 승진 추천서가 발부되었음을 안내드립니다.
And
자세한
retro
내용은
effect.
서면에 적혀 있습니다.
Frame skip. Is it working? I don't know. We'll leave it like that and we'll deal with it later. Alright, here we go. We have to deal with the little turtlings once again. How are your charge, Heathcliff? I can't see past Yisang's gigantic head. Otis has 20. She's ready to deploy. And Dawn is ready to deploy. Finally, Ryoshu is not ready to
끼어들지
deploy.
한참.
아무 시동체.
방문 어디요?
It is a strange thought to try to imagine where I would be had I not access to the media I consumed as a child that allowed me to learn English. It has been so fundamental to the person I have become today in my 30 years of age that I really cannot imagine how I would have ended up. I was quite a violent child. I got into a lot of fights
방금
when I
청소를
was a
수행한
teenager.
요원께 W사
And
인재관리
so I
부서에서
really
자동
have no
승진
idea how
추천서가
I would have turned
발부되었음을
out without video
안내드립니다.
games.
자세한 내용은
For better
서면에
or
적혀
for
있습니다.
worse. And the funny thing is, I was violent before video games, so it's not a matter of video games cause violence, which is a dumbass thing to say. Really.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Sorry, I got a little introspective there. Let's watch Heathcliff turn that thing into a pie.
정강 내주기. 끝났으니까.
Very nice. The budget increase from Library of Ruin to this game is visible in every turn and corner. Look at those effects. I always fight with my brother when we were younger. Well, I fought with my sisters a few times and usually with the middle sister, and it never worked out for she was
W사
much older than I
인재관리
was.
부서에서 자동 승진
Unfortunately, I was not
추천서가
blessed
발부되었음을
or
안내드립니다.
cursed,
자세한
whatever,
내용은 서면에
depending on
적혀
your point of view,
있습니다.
with a male brother, only sisters. Sisters that I quite dislike. And I have no qualms about saying how much I dislike them. but I would usually find kids on the streets and kids on the school a lot.
승객 보건 준비.
To the point that I started to learn about it and, well, got myself involved into sword fighting. Not illegal sword fighting, mind you, but this was at a point where I already spoke English and played a lot of video games. I have encountered a group of people that did what is called swordplay buffering, which is essentially a bunch of people, nerds and otakus, with PVC pipes covered when pool foam
방금
and
청소를
duct
수행한
tape
요원께
in their
WSA
resembling the shape
인재관리부서에서
of
자동
swords
승진
that
추천서가
would fight each other
발부되었음을
and take
안내드립니다.
it. Well,
자세한
not
내용은
super seriously.
서면에
It was,
적혀 있습니다.
apologies, a casual thing, but it was very, very fun. Now, I would show one of my weapons. I still have it here on stream, but it would not fit on camera, as I specialize on large weaponry, like Zweihander and Mauls. Merso, here is what we're gonna do. You're gonna see your big skill for next turn. Dawn, you are going to do that as well. Everyone is going to be saving up their skills, as a matter of fact. Break its arms.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리.
주의! 해당 정리 방식은 사태가 청소될 가능성을 유의미하게 낮출 수 있습니다.
벌써 끝나간다.
요원 여러분의 제압으로
Very good.
성공적
We can
사망
target
종료
its body
확률이
now.
약 4.188%
Arm,
상승했습니다.
right arm.
축하드립니다.
Body has 2 attacks. Where's Merso?
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리.
Dawn, why are you attacking first? You're
공격성
supposed to go
중단
after
장치에서
Merso.
비효율적
Maximum
정리
damage.
방식을
Oh well.
강제했습니다. 다른 방식을 고려해 보시는 것을 권장합니다.
공간을 뭉갠다.
일부 위험 요소가 추출된 것을 감지했습니다. 정리 요원들의 노고에 감사드립니다.
공간을 뭉갠다. 승객 무력.
Nice. Dramatic finish. I like it. Well done, Heathcliff. All right. Final power, max HP, defense levels. Don't like any of these. Oh well, let's visit our boy, the fat guy, the jolly fat man.
목적지까지 가기 위하여
특이성 감지 센서, 청소 타입 Y 확인. 위험 인물의 활동성이 증가했는지
Nothing much to do here
확인하시길
but watch
권장드립니다.
the team rip these guys apart. Well, there is like hold on, I'm trying to get the narrator voice out of my system. It's
Almost
taking me
don't
over like a fucking symbiote from Spider-Man. Why am I doing the voice? I don't know. I am very tired. See, it's starting to creep up again. I almost forgot I wrote down what IDs I plan on getting for the sinking team. Oh, you should always keep in mind what team you're gonna do.
특이성 감지 센서
Very nice.
청소
You
클릭
can have a
주의
look once
확인.
we're done here.
요원
But
여러분의
yeah,
활력
the
징후가
narrator
높아지면
style voice
확인됩니다.
kind of creeps up without me noticing. Just because I know I have the voice changer on, I don't know why I keep doing it. I guess it's just default towards that.
매우 효과적인
Strange. It's just like Dr. Africa for my friend Toy when we were playing at the Onyx Factory. It's crazy.
4%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다.
But seriously, W Corp team, since they have all the units and we can fuel full team, there is really nothing to see in terms of a mirror dungeon here, unless we're going to floor 10 and then subsequently floor 15, which we will not be doing on this stream, as that takes quite a lot of time. But maybe on this Wednesday, I will do a stream for Mirror Dungeon Extreme, which I have been putting off, but I have to first finish the LCD podcast, which I also have been putting off because real life responsibilities are all that. See, it's starting to creep up again. I need to stop. I need to stop before the fucking narrator takes over me. I already did this voice the entire day almost for the tabletop, and I'm quite tired of it.
해당 요원에 대한 평가를 승진합니다. 방금 청소를 수행한 요원께 W사 인재관리 부서에서 자동 승진 추천서가 발부되었음을 안내드립니다. 자세한 내용은 화면에 적혀 있습니다.
You are charged up, yes. More charge? Oh, you are not charged up. And you are. Twice.
암호 시동 체크.
공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료. 승객 복원 준비.
다음은 어디요?
제압 완료. 승객 복원 준비. 헛! 맘.
안전히 앉아있어라. 끝났으니까! 끝났으니까!
Jesus Christ. It gets the thing is, oh my god, you poor man.
W사
Why did the
인재관리
mirror dungeon
부서에서
send you here
자동
alone?
승진 추천서가 발부되었음을
Why do you think it's
안내드립니다.
going to happen?
자세한 내용은 화면에 적혀 있습니다.
They get jumped by what he included on a cybernetic gorilla on roids. Why did you think this was a good idea to come here alone? The frog, the beast, the pathetic creature. Let's fight him twice.
열차 상태 확인.
특이성 감지
Now, do I have
센서
it? Do I have it
청소자의
equipped?
주의
Now,
확인.
this,
요원 여러분의
I
활력
say
징후가
pathetic creature every time I
높아지면
see
확인됩니다.
Glupo over here for a reason. Now, let me show you why. When he gets hit by this eagle, it looks really funny. Oh, acidic trauma, it is the end of the Sunday. Our body is naturally thinking, yeah, we gotta do stuff tomorrow, so we gotta rest early. Such is the cycle of life. Oh, here. Look how funny it is. Look at how funny Glupo is when he gets hit by this eagle.
눈을 떼지 마. 한순간이라도 놓친다면 영원히
Oh,
방황할 텐데.
it's the corrosion one, not the normal one. I'll do it again next turn.
워프 열차 연사 시스템이 정리 방식의 선택이 적절했음을 판단했습니다.
Hold on. Let me do that again. With a corrosion. Oh my. It's fine. She'll live. I just want to see the funny frog. Alright, here we go.
매우 효과적인 청소입니다. 워프 열차 연산 시스템은 해당 행동에
공간을
약
뭉갠
14%의
Oh, see, if you kill him,
기여도가
if
있음을
you kill him before you use your ego, I'm gonna be very mad at you. Alright.
보이지 않는 내 길을
It just gets pulled inside.
생명 유지 장치의 활성화를 확인했습니다. 아닙니다. 큰 부상을 입은 요원이 있다면 신속히 장치의 패널을 열고
지금이 기회인 것 같아. 문 어디요?
일부 위험 요소가 추출된 것을 감지했습니다. 정리
I
요원들의
took some
노고에
damage for that, but I
감사드립니다.
wanted to see a Glupo get sent into the hole again. That's a lot of damage, actually. Oh, we better keep all this out of deployment for now. Until we
정리를
get to heal
시작하겠어.
her sanity, we better not deploy her again. Oh yes, deploying the creeping is also hilarious on non-human enemies, where she just grabs the frog and just starts stabbing him.
특이성 감지 센서 청소 타입
Here we
주의
go.
확인.
Here we go.
요원 여러분의 활력 징후가 높아짐이 확인됩니다.
내 앞을
Double the
막을
frog,
자는
double the
없어.
power. Mighty
유혈적
frog
폭력
block.
사태
Holy
발생 중
shit.
열차 내에 남아있는 정리 요원은 신속한 상황 종료를 위해 노력해 주십시오.
He's fully charged, and Dawn just used her big attack. No, actually, she didn't. Where's Dawn? Dawn is fully ready to unleash the beast. The greased beast. Faust. Faust is here to help.
암호 시동 체크.
Now, I
매우
need to see back on the screen after it ends to see how annoying the narrator voice with the voice modulator sounds, and see if I'm gonna keep doing this whole bit where I have the TV and I use the voice changer. It is still highly experimental, and well, if the daily dungeons are nothing, if anything, to experimental stuff, right? Alright. Now, Otis is going to stay out of the field until she recovers her sanity. W Corp offers a excellent health and sanity plan where you don't work until you can't put your allies in danger. And she's at negative 45. Oh, hello. Honestly, I wasn't just annoying, just maybe she wasn't used constantly. Yeah. You mean the narrator voice, the voice modulator? What do you mean exactly? Because I can go back to normal voice.
Let's go back to normal voice for a little bit. And I will see that on stream later, see the difference. I don't know. Maybe I need to find a better voice modulator or a different effect.
특이성 감지 센서 청소
Here we
타입
go.
Y 확인. 위험 인물의 활동성이 증가했는지 확인하시길 권장드립니다.
Because I don't think I have enough good enough voice to justify me being like, you know, the main thing you're listening to here. And this is Daily Mirror Dungeon, so we're mostly here to hang out, talk, have a good time, discuss Project Moon stuff. I could talk about my tabletop campaign. That's on project and stuff. Now that I've started to stream the stuff that I'm GMing, so
내
yeah.
앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Right. Let's see. What can I tell you about my tabletop campaign? So,
매우
I have explained this before. It is a system that mimics. Normal voice is easy for me to understand what you're saying exactly, but it isn't particularly annoying. Either isn't particularly annoying. It's a thing. It's a work in progress. I'll see when to use it and when not to use it. I kind of wanted to use it together. I found this suite of retro effects to put on the screen. I found the screen and all that. Well, it's a work in progress. We'll see how it goes. The voice mod just makes your voice sounds muffled. Yes, that's kind of the idea. Go together with the TV. Oh, like I said, it's gonna be a work in progress. We'll see how it goes. I'll check back on these streams, see if, like I said, it's annoying or not worth to keep doing it. But anyway, tabletop. We use a system that is based on Powered by the Apocalypse. It tries to copy the Library of Ruina combat system in comics. Our character Splash. It is not like a Dungeons & Dragons where you have to beat character's armor score. When you are attacked, you have a choice between countering, blocking, evading, and other options that don't meet all these trees. It's a very nice system, but extremely janky. And because of how it works, we can only do it digitally. Because there's a lot of stuff to take into consideration. The calculations alone would consume most of the time. Combat being a thing that consumes a lot of time. Now, let's talk about plot. It takes place in the city, of course. It is a tabletop campaign based around Project, so it, of course, it's going to take place in the city. But I have seen people use it on different settings as well. Since the combat system is very nice and competent, it has a few flaws, namely focusing on people that power dice a little too hard. There is very little other systems for role-playing, exploration, and all that stuff. It's a system purely focused on combat. I am trying to remedy that. If you watch the tabletop stream that I made today with a skill system from Vampire the Masquerade, charge soon. So, well, where was I? Yeah, I tried to implement the skill system from Vampire the Masquerade to compensate for role-playing, deficiency on the system itself, and I think it's working quite well. We just need to get used to it a bit more. Now, plot. Let's explain what the hell am I doing here. In my plot, that it happens in the northwestern part of the city, close to Endport, as a matter of fact. Our characters are, well, they are fixers. They're not that special. However, what is special about them is that they were approached by representatives of a very powerful individual named King. Just King. Now, they had a hologram meeting with King. He's an older, grizzly kind of looking older guy, and his left eye socket is completely burnt. And obviously this is a man of great wealth and influence, so the only reason why he wouldn't heal a wound like that is A, he doesn't want to, or B, it can't be healed for whatever reason. And this man is essentially a patron for a warlock in Dungeons & Dragons. He is offering you a deal. He has a ability to see potential in people. He looks at you and says, hey, you have potential. And our characters, he has looked into them and said, hey, you have potential. I have a dream that I want to do something big. He doesn't explain exactly what. And I consider people like you who have potential to become something more. Since I can see that potential in you, I like to invest in people like you, because people like you fight the hardest. So what do you say? If you work for me, I will ensure that whatever dream you have, whatever goal you have in mind, I will do everything in my power to make sure that it comes to be. In exchange, you will work for me in some odds and ends. And that's he's pretty much a warlock patron. He's offering you power to complete your whatever greater ambition you have in life. He will do everything in his power to help you, but you have to work for him. You might have to do some things you don't like. He might ask you a few favors here and there, but he can rest assured that he's going to keep his end of the deal. So our characters are working on the Hermes office. Oh, I almost did something bad here. Hold on. Gotta heal Otis. I forgot to heal Otis. I don't think I'll have enough to heal her, actually. Alright, Otis. Fresh air, huh? In any case, they were approached by a representative that works for King. King hired them because he saw potential in them. And that's pretty much it. That's the hook that puts the players to do the things they do into the plot, you know?
기차와 같이 달려나가겠어.
And well, they are working their personal ends and goals, and as a GM myself, I try to make every chapter of my tabletop very similar to the structure of Limbus, where they are dealing with something from their past that came back to either haunt or, came back to annoy them. The next chapter is going to be the most complex, but the player whose character chapter is going to be all about has asked me to delay it because he wants the GM first. And in my table, everyone is a GM at some point, allowing everyone to get a bit of experience as a GM and able to tell a story themselves. Now, the stream I made is for a nothing job. It has no plot relevance to any of the characters. It is just a, hey, go here, do this, guys, and get paid kind of mission. I made a character named Beth that is fixing. Nice. Is it just an LC, or do you play a tabletop in the Fixed City as well? Now, I will tell you more about King since he is like the patron character. He is a particularly wealthy individual, wealthy and powerful, but not to the same level as Diaz. Somewhere close, but not Diaz. Unlike Diaz, who has higher aspirations, he has a dream that the players will never see it completed. It's not their goal there. To control the 5 fingers, become their master. How is he going to do that? Well, first, it's going to be a lot of violence. Second, he's going to try and take a different approach. Not as in, I am going to beat all 5 fingers submission, which would be incredibly difficult, even with all the power he has. His goal is to control the 5 fingers through taking over resources that they desperately need. Like taking over offices, office workshops that deal with bullets to control tons, and resources they need, and so on and so forth. Infiltrating him in every nook and cranny of their territory until it all belongs to him. Some fingers will be easier than the others, but regardless, that is not the point. This is a long-term goal for King, not for the players. The players are working with King to achieve their personal ambitions of their characters, whatever that may be. King has seen the potential in you, and he would like to invest in that. In return, he wishes you to use your abilities, your power, your potential to help him as well. He calls that a high-risk investment. And why can he see the potential in others? No. That is the only part of the campaign that has any hooks to Limbus Company whatsoever. King, being a very influential and powerful being, was doing a deal with a lobotomy corporation branch. And he was there when the branch exploded because it was the end of lobotomy corporation, and the place went under. While he was there, while that was happening, he was close to the Golden Bow, and the Golden Bow exploded into tiny little fragments, and one of those fragments embedded itself on his left eye. not only he can't heal that wound, he will not heal that wound, because that tiny little speck of fragment from the golden bowl embedded into his eye socket allows him to see like the threads of fate and potential in people. So when he looks at you, he can see that you have, again, the potential to become something greater. Of course, having the potential to become something greater does not necessarily mean you will become something greater. But he has come to realize that these people with these golden threads of fate stuck around them tend to be the type of people that fight the hardest. Especially when you offer to help them achieve their goals. And so he wants to invest in those to, well, both help them, because it's very curious to see how some of these will turn out, and to achieve his own personal goals. And I made it that every mission that the players do, everything that they do, King has his slimy little fingers all over it. If they infiltrated a corporation, King has a bunch of proxies buy stocks on the corporation they're infiltrating to eventually buy them for cheap and then become the owner of that corporation. So while the players are moving like fixers and doing their jobs and working towards their own personal goals, King is playing 4D chess. Every move that the players made, he gains something from it. He expands his influence, wealth, and power. Even with the smallest of stuff. I'm helping this player because he has connections to one of the wings of the world. His father worked there. At first, King helping him makes no sense. Why would he help him just because? But no, if King is helping someone that has relation to one of the wings of the world, even if it's a minor researcher, he can obtain something from it. He can send his people there, or get in touch with other people, or buy stuff from there, etc. Learn more about their secrets, infiltrate, because he's pretty much a warlock, a patron for a warlock in a classic D&D. That's who King is. Of course, none of this matters for the players. The players are there to work their own personal stories. King is just sending on odd jobs here and there to do stuff from time to time. I made a current name that's a fixer, just most recently. I am working on his story that revolves around 9 swords. Interesting. That sounds a little bit similar to 40k Eve-Rain. I don't remember. There's something about the swords to bring back a god. I'm not saying anything about POC, but I heard something about the swords, 9 specifically, so I might remember wrong. Please do tell me about her.
온전히 앉아 있어라. 끝났으니까.
방금 청소를 수행한 요원께 W4 인재관리 부서에서 자동 승진 추천서가 발부되었음을 안내드립니다.
Alright, here we go.
자세한 내용은 서면에 적혀 있습니다.
Again, because we have reached maximum charge here, I can basically clear this dungeon by win rating. I could before, but now it's even more. It's even more. What's it called? I can't. My brain can't get the words right now. Incentivized because they always have charge. That is still a work in progress. It's not even her design. It's set in stone. Yet, it's been changed like 5 times now, but I'm almost done reworking. I'm using my old persona as the evil woman of this. Very interesting. Now, I do face a conundrum in my own tabletop, but I already fixed it and solved it. Is that fact that since I make the stories, the chapters, very personal for each of the characters, What happens if the character dies before then? It is a tabletop after all. It is collective hallucinations and collective gambling over the said hallucinations. I figure out a way, and it involves paying once again to honor their memory, or to, since like, I already invested some resources in this. Go there and figure out what's going on so I can gain something out of it. One of the most important things in a story, be it a tabletop or just a normal story that you write, is to keep track of the motivations and the drive of the main character. Why are they doing the things they do? Why are they going to this place to do something if it does not benefit them or it does not help them? Usually the answer is very simple. They have someone that is telling you to go there. Usually have a boss that tells you that because they don't want to do it, you know? Or they are doing this to gain a resource they need to do something else. In fact, my old persona was based off of Ahab. Ahab Limbus or Ahab book. While they are similar, they're not the same. Stark difference. Only a 56. I have limits. On my tabletop, I try to not cross over into any territory of the main games, library, Limbus, or lobotomy, aside from like lobotomy existed and there are branches out there you can explore, but there are creatures inside, because I don't want to step on the toes of the main story at all. I'd rather the main story be its own thing, and I just make a story about people living in the city. That makes it more compelling. I don't want to do a story where like, okay, we're playing a tabletop and you guys are sinners on the bus, and completely replace the cast with players. I don't want that. Might be interesting to some, but it's not interesting for me. Ooh, dogs. Because I'd rather have characters that live in the setting rather than redo the same story beats from the games. For my persona, it was just some design elements, and by some, just one or two things. What the hell is happening to my sinners right now? They're rolling. They're getting 5%ed.
방금 청소를 수행한 요원께 W4 인재관리 부서에서 자동 승진
So
추천서가
kill that guy.
발부되었음을 안내드립니다. 자세한 내용은
Kill
서면에 적혀 있습니다.
that guy.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하다.
Come on, this stream has been going for a while now, even though I have a full team. It is taking longer. I guess I did take a long time to review all. How many of these are 8 IDs total? 9 IDs? I do have stuff I wish to do, so let's hurry this along. It's creeping back in. The narrator voice is creeping back in even if I don't have the voice modulator. God damn it.
워크 열차 연산 시스템이
Yes,
정밀한
punched it.
선택이 적절했음을 판단했습니다. 훌륭합니다.
Took like 40 minutes to talk about each one before. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I already revealed them before in a previous stream, so I had a rough idea what they do, but still, it's a lot of IDs to look after, to look around. such is. If I don't spend a lot of time in the mirror dungeon with a solo or a duo, I spend a lot of time talking about each ID individually. These are the ones I tried to make a little faster because there was a lot of them.
공격성 진단 장치에서 비효율적 정리 방식을 감지했습니다. 다른 방식을 고려해 보시는 것을 권장합니다.
모을 필요는 없겠군요.
Alright, we're almost through this. 2 hours dungeon. Again, I could complete these dungeons in like 40 minutes if I bring a full-powered Heisho team. But again, I'm running out of things to say. It's late. It's Sunday. I have to prepare for my classes tomorrow. Let's just get through this, okay? All right, we're the final stretch here. I spent all the day being a GM, so my psyche is a little tired. Look at your neck. Shoot your loved one. Let's go, people. Whatever. Give me the thing. We don't need anything else. We are fully powered. Game poise, yes. God damn it, I got a rock. I didn't want the rock. I never tried speedrunning. I don't like speedrunning, but I once did like a mirror dungeon just like quickly. I need some boxes, and I clocked in like 40 with the Heisho team. All right, we're at the end finally. I imagine Dante feels like that too sometimes. Hi, Time Ripper. We are going to rip you apart.
감지 센서, 청소 타입 Y 확인. 위험 인물의 활동성이 증가했는지 확인하시길 권장드립니다.
Be quiet, you fool.
암호 시동 체크.
He's fun. He's a nice little guy. I don't like his second design though. I don't like when he opens the thing and there's a bunch of brains. I rather if he just kept the robotic looks. The robotic looks are way cooler. The fact that he uses an actual razor, not like a sword or anything. It's literally just a razor blade. The big. Nice time acceleration. We are faster. As the youngins say nowadays, that's a massive hour loss.
내가 눈에 새겨주지.
Lots of slash fragility on you, huh?
모범적인 청소 방식을 확인했습니다.
Mode change.
인사부서에 해당 요원에 대한 평가를 성신합니다.
Yeah. It does reminds me of like Illithid stuff. Intellect Devourers and Mind Flayers from D&D a little bit. A little bit. Boy, creature yapping.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
공간을 뭉갠다.
Oh damn it! We didn't get a single warp train pack, right? We were using the warp team. We didn't get a single warp train pack. I love taking the warp team to the warp train because whenever you use a skill tree, the entire screen kind of like gets this glitchy effect and you hear sirens as well.
매우 효과적인 소스입니다. 워크로차
That's damage.
해당 행동에 약 14%의 정리 기여도가 있음을 판단했습니다. 공격성 분단 장치에서 고위험 공격이 예고되었음을
Alright,
안내드립니다.
we're gonna kill you now. When I first saw Honglu's grandpa, I was listening to music when I was listening to Chincho for the first time. I was completely 184 when I was listening to it at the time. When I first fought Honglu's grandma, I was listening to music, so when I listened to Chincho for the first time, it was complete 184 when I was listening for the time. Ah, I see. Oh. I will criticize you for that. When I'm fighting any boss in Limbus Company, I keep the music on, unless it's a boss I already fought before. Alright. Special technique. Target the weak spot.
위험 요소가 추출된 것을 감지했습니다. 정리 요원들의 노력에 감사드립니다.
We don't care. You can hit us. We'll let you. We'll let you hit. Go ahead. Okay, that finishes our daily mirror dungeon. Now, this was, well, an interesting one.
정리 끝.
You know, was the end of the boss. I thought it would be a dungeon. The dungeon already did happen. The dungeon was the entire, like, get the coins thing. Anyway, W Corp team, incredibly powerful. Deals a lot of damage. Use them. There's plenty of them. They are non-standard. They're non-seasoned. You can get it at any point. In any case, let's collect the fruits of our reward, of our work. I need more stuff. I'll go to the window. We're not gonna pick. I'll pick this up in the morning. I don't gonna spend any more lunacy. I need to rebuild my lunacy horde, and I can't be spending a lot of it on energy. Now, W Corp team, very good. Just keep in mind the magical numbers for each ID, and you are golden. Not much to say. They are good. They deal various types of damage. If you pair Ryoshu and Merso together, they will do a lot of damage. They will buff the hell out of each other. A lot of these units have ways to increase their damage or the damage of their allies. But with that said, we have finished today's stream. As per usual, if you enjoyed the stream, please recommend it to your friends. And if you did not like it, please recommend it to your enemies. We will give them a discount on the next warp train they take. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another daily. Or, depending on my mood or my availability, I'll do LCB checkup as well. I need to finish it. But anyway, bye-bye, and until tomorrow.